Hey guys, so here we are with another episode of Creative Food Journaling, and this time I was specifically asked about putting a dashboard in your journal. Now this is something you could do, of course, in a planner, a Filofax, a Midori, a Fodori, any journal, or not to mention your food journal. I'm going to show you one example. I'm going to get my chair that I already have working. And I'm going to talk you through why I'm not going to put one in my food journal, and I'm actually going to show you how to put one in the journal I'm going to give away. So first let's do this. This is my planner / wallet. This is a Filofax Pocket Malden. It is their smallest size, I believe, Filofax. I really like this because I have my calendar, my wallet, my ID, everything in one place, in a safe place. And I am still one of these people. Yes, I like paper calendars, envelopes at the ATM, and actual keys in my car. I know. I should get with the program, but I like paper calendars, I like envelopes, and I like keys. So, so I had bigger planners for a long time, and if you've seen any of my other videos about my planners and when I first got this one, you know that. You've heard that before. And I gave away and or sold all the other ones. I love this one so much. It's the perfect size for me, and it is full and chunky, but I just love it. I've got all my cards and ID here in the front. It has a little pocket should I need to stick coins or something in there, although there's nothing in there right now. I have a couple of, we're going to talk about these in just a minute, but I'll give you a quick little tour of my Filofax. This is actually a clear acetate overlay, and this is intended for like Project Life. And it just has, I need something white. There we go. Oh no, not white. Hold on. I need something colored. Oh, here we go. So it just has a quote on it, and it says, "Let's have an adventure today." They have lots of different ones, and I saw this in a planner somebody else did where she'd taken one of these and put it in the front. I love that idea. And I don't do Project Life or anything, but I got these just for making into little dashboards and things, and I just love it. So it sits right in the front. A dashboard is a landing place in your planner or journal where you can just put artwork, you can put, like in this case, a quote, you can put post-it notes, paperclip coupons to it. I have a few dashboard places in this planner, and I'll show you the ones I have. The first one, of course, I have is this one. I have this one, which is actually a clear pocket that came with my Filofax. In it, I've put a reproduction of one of my paintings, one of my girls in the front. And you see a paper clip here because on the back of it, this is where I keep my coupons. I do have another piece of artwork back there. There's one of my birds. Oh wait, you can't see that. There we go. There's one of my birds back there. But I keep my coupons paper clip to this particular dashboard. And then this dashboard is, again, a clear acrylic acetate piece that came with the Filofax, and I use it to put all my post-it notes on. And so I have basically these three dashboards. Then I have a bunch of these little pockets that have business cards, rewards cards, you know, coupon cards in there. I have these divider pages that I've pasted copies of my artwork on, and I've reorganized my planner to make more sense for me. So this first section is info, and it's just, let me peek. I think it's a blank still. I don't think I ever filled it out. No, it should have like personal information about me on it, but I keep forgetting to fill it out because, you know, it's what I do. I forget stuff. Here's my next tab with another picture of some of my artwork and some washi tape, and this is my calendar section. And then I have my little ruler in here. I have to actually move that. Put it here. There we go. And so that tells me where I am, and I can just look for the little black tab and flip to right to there in my calendar when I need to put something on there. My next section is medical stuff, 2 sections. So these are all the doctor's I have been to or go to, and again, another piece of my artwork is washi tape. In case of an emergency, my husband knows this is in here, and he can give this to the medical personnel. And the next section is equally as important because that has my allergies. And again, another piece of artwork and some washi tape. And then in the back, I have one more section for notes. And this is a setup that works for me. And in the back here, I have insurance cards and other little, you know, notes or pieces of paper I may need. Fit right, there's a pocket right here. I probably could fit my cell phone in there if I really wanted, but I don't. It also has this pocket up here on top. You can put money, checks, or whatever in there. So I can just carry this in my keys when I go shopping. So in my food journal, I don't have a dashboard because this is a sewn journal. It's very tightly bound. There's 300 pages in here. If I put a dashboard in here and started having a landing place for my Post-its and sticky notes, I'd never get it closed. It would forever be like this. So I will probably not put one in here. However, if you have a sewn journal, whether you're using one like this, maybe you're using a composition book, like my SmackDown journal. Let's see. Okay. You could easily, let me zoom out just a little bit. You could easily add a dashboard to either one of these a couple of different ways. So, because these are sewn, and they're usually tightly sewn, you have to be okay with it doing this and splaying out. And if you're not okay with that, I would probably recommend not putting a dashboard in and having your small bits and pieces in a little pencil bag or something else, one of those small accordion folders like I'm using, and not having it in your journal. But if you want to put a dashboard in your journal, the easiest way to do it would be to get some clear contact paper and grab a page in the front of the journal and carefully cover the front with clear contact, flip it over, cover the back with clear contact. That is going to make it thicker and stronger and slick so that you can put Post-its and stickers and things on there, but you can also peel them off. Once you get the two sides on, carefully trim around the edges with an X-Acto blade or a pair of scissors, and you have a dashboard. You can also take a clear piece of acetate from a sheet protector or a plastic file folder, and you could tape it in with masking tape or duct tape into the spine. You're already adding a dashboard in, so that means you're okay with it not closing all the way. Just be careful that you don't I'd be careful with the duct tape. I would maybe only use the duct tape on one side or use masking tape, because the duct tape is really that will seriously prevent your book from closing. You could do that with either this one or this one. You could definitely, I would recommend if you have one that's this tightly bound, I would say use the clear contact paper. It's going to be thinner. And pick up a section right in the front, like in this journal, it has this paper here right in the front that's not lined and that's this blank, like off gray color. I would probably take that and turn that into my dashboard, and I would maybe decorate it with some washi tape or something first, and then cover both sides with clear contact paper, and then I've got my dashboard. So that would be an easy way to do it. So we're going to take the giveaway journal, which I was just looking at, and it has this phrase on here, right here. Can you read that? Let's go together for our dream. I love that, and at first I was going to cover it up or take this out, and then I thought, you know, I want to save that on here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to decorate the front of this page around this quote, and then I'm going to show you how to take off the spiral binding. We're going to laminate the page. We're going to cut out all the little holes. That might be the hardest part of the whole thing, and then we're going to rebind it. And so this is a little more complicated than just taping in a piece of acrylic, but it definitely is one way that you can go. And let's give it a shot, shall we? I'm going to go pull some stuff together to decorate this page with, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've pulled out a few things, and we're going to unbind. I'm going to show you how to unbind the spiral binding carefully. We're going to decorate the page. We're going to laminate the page, and then we're going to put everything back together without any special fancy tools. If you have a some kind of a binding machine, like a Bind It All or one of the other ones, there's a few of them out there. Of course, you could use that to rebind it. And I have one, but instead, I want to show you how you can do this with the simplest things possible. I also want to show you that you definitely could take some of these, like advertising postcards. This is one that's Dart for Art. I don't remember where I got this from. I picked it up somewhere. I don't remember where. And it's got really pretty artwork on the front. And I always thought it would be pretty if I wanted to maybe at some point put it, use it, cut it down and use it as a dashboard in my Filofax. It definitely is big enough to do that with. You could use something like this that's out of nice thick cardstock. It's glossy on both sides, so it would hold up fairly well to being used as a dashboard, having sticky notes stuck on it, having things maybe paper clipped to the back of it, or you could glue or tape an envelope to the back to tuck things in, and you could punch holes in it and you could definitely put it in here. You could also, this is another one, this is actually a paint chip that I picked up quite a while ago, and again, it's pretty thick cardstock. It's glossy on both sides. You definitely could also use this as some sort of a dashboard type thing in your journal. So keep that in mind when you're working with, when you're trying to create one of these. These are the photo overlays I was talking about. This one actually is from Project Life, and this one is Kaiser Craft. They say different things. I think the adventure one came out of this pack. I don't remember. Yeah, it came out of this one from Project Life. This one's called Playful. And this one from Kaiser Craft is called Party Time. And we may add one of these in here, I don't know yet. But first let's unbind this and let me show you how we're going to do that. So when they make these, if you've never used a spiral binding machine before, you don't know this. If you have, you do know this. You put the two covers together towards the front of the book. You bind it and then you open it this way. So the actual place where the binding is cinched is in the back of the book, right here. See that? So all we want to do is gently pull these apart. I'm going to actually put this down here and zoom in a little bit so you can see. There we go. And just very gently, you want to just open them enough that you can get a couple pages out. And I might actually need to grab some pliers, because my hands are a little sore today. Hang on. Well, I wouldn't say sore. Numb. Numb is a better word. I have some problems with numbness with my left hand. Anyway. Alright, so I just want to open this up just a little bit. And you could use your fingers or you could use pliers. Just, you know, you don't need to do it too much, just a little bit. Just enough to get some pages out. You want to reuse the binding, so you don't want to screw it up too much. And if you have a bigger journal, this is going to take you a few minutes. This is a fairly little one. Now, on some of the journals that I do this to, I don't care about the binding because I do have a Zutter, so I just I just go for it, and I usually bend the crap out of it, to be perfectly blunt. Now, if you're going to go through the trouble of doing this and you have a spiral bound notebook, as you're putting it back together, you could punch holes in an envelope and add that to it, and put a pocket in the front. That would be fun. Then you would have a place to stick your stickers and things, and you wouldn't need to carry around the accordion pouch. So then just, now that you've opened them up a bit, just spend some time pulling these out. And I'm kind of tugging on the two covers. There we go. So now I've got the two covers off. We'll zoom out a little bit. There we go. So now I want to get this paper off too, but I want to be gentler with the paper than I just was with the covers because I don't want to rip it. There we go. And I'm going to make sure I don't take any of the rest of this off. We're going to set that aside. So now we have our paper. So now let's decorate it. I've got tons of washi tape and stuff, so Let's use some. We want Fun Happy tape. Fun Happy. What is Fun Happy tape? Ooh, this one's fun. Oops. I can't get it out. There we go. That one's fun. This one's fun. Ooh, I like this one. Okay. So I'm going to not worry too much about gluing these things down because we're going to laminate it. Once it's laminated, that sucker's not going anywhere, let me tell you. That's a copy of one of my girls, a little picture of one of my girls. And I've got like random bits and pieces here. I want to put one of these punches. Oh, I don't like that black dot. So I got a bunch of these punched out shapes from different of you in Happy Mail. So I want to put one of them like right there. I do want it glued down a little bit. Mostly so that as it's being laminated, it just doesn't slide around. So I'm going to use some Yoo-Hoo. I got asked about my glue stick not long ago. It's just Yoo-Hoo. I usually do mail order it because it seems like nobody in my area carries it in stock. I'm just going to turn this until I find where it sits the best, covers up the dark circle without covering up the quote, because I like that quote. There we go. I like that. Do you want to put another one? Maybe cut it in half. I know Lou Jean and Cindy Utter have given me a bunch of these little splatter punch shapes. I'm not sure who gave me this one. It might be Cindy. I don't remember. Okay. So I can't just put one because then I'm trying to remember the rule of threes, and 3 things are more interesting than 1 or 4. Anyway, okay. See, what else do I have here? I have like bunches of stuff. Do I want to slide some of that on there? Maybe. Why did I bother to put the cap on the glue? And then let's put a piece of tape. I did not plan this. I am just doing this at random. Have fun with it. Be expressive with it. This is your planner, your journal, so you do what you want with it. Oh. I don't want to cover up that quote. Didn't I say that already? Let's put a piece of tape. I like that. All right. So now we are going to run this through the laminating machine. Now, I know. I have a laminating machine, so I'm going to use the laminating machine. You don't have to have one of these to do this. You could use a clear contact paper. You could also create a clear acrylic pocket out of an old sheet protector. You know, pretend this is a sheet protector. Cut it down so that it fits this, and leaves, you know, maybe tape the edges, or use the bound edges of the sheet protector to your advantage and put the factory bound edges here and here. Then you have it loose and open here, which is fine because you're going to punch holes here and bind it here. That'll close that edge up. Then it's just open at the top and you can slip your page in, right? Or you can take this page out or something like that. You could cut these binding holes off. But yeah, think outside the box and use what you have. I have a laminating machine, so we're going to use it. And this is actually the first time I've used it. So I had one for a very long time, and I used it all the time when I had daycare, and it finally died. And they had these ones on Amazon, and I think it was, I want to say it was less than 20 bucks. It wasn't expensive. And so I picked it up, and some new laminating pouches. Now I'm going to check one thing. Let's see. Okay, so it's ready. So we should be able to feed this in and have it come out the back side. Let's see what happens. So, there you go. So now we just wait. There is such a thing as self-adhesive laminating pouches, which are sticky instead of activated by melting the plastic. You definitely use one of those. Like I said, you could use clear contact paper. You could create some sort of a pocket out of an old sheet protector, cut it down to fit your journal. That could definitely be done. There we go. Okay, so now look at that. It's all nice and laminated and cool. So let's cut it down to size. I'm going to leave like, literally like a hair more than the paper of laminated plastic. So I'm going to cut it just at like a hair large. Can you see that? It's just, I don't even know if you can catch it on camera. It's just a little bit bigger. Tiny, teeny, tiny bit bigger. I'm also not going to bother to round the corners. It's like not even a 1/16 of an inch. It's just like literally like a hair. Okay, one more. Okay. So now we have our dashboard, but now I have to do something about all these holes. And I think the square punch, that I do have a square punch, but it's too small. I'm pretty sure it's too small. Let's see. But I have a round one. So let me find, I think I have a round one that's a small enough round. I think it's just, I think it'll work. So let me see what I have, because a punch would definitely be easier than getting in here with an X-Acto knife. Let me see what I have. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to sit down for this part. All right, so this is a kind of a punch that comes with a couple of different size round bits. It's the kind that you whack with a hammer. You can use it on plastic, leather, metal, all kinds of different things. I changed out the tip to a smaller circle, which will fit inside the square just about right. And I'm 99.9% positive that'll work for rebinding the journal. So all you do is line this up where you want your hole, in this case inside that square, and then give it a whack. And then, can you see that? You have a hole. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but you have a hole. And this punch stores all the little punch outs in here, and then when it gets full, you just dump it out. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to punch all my holes, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all my holes punched actually in this piece that came out of the journal, and I used my Tim Holtz Pokey tool to make sure all the centers came out. Looks like I missed a couple. Another one right there. Okay, so the other thing I want to do when I put the journal back together is I think I want to layer in one of my postcards with my artwork on it for whoever wins this. And then I want to put, this is one of the overlays out of one of the packs I had. It says Live Every Moment. And I want to layer that too. Something like that. So they have a small dashboard, sort of a medium, and then a large one. And so what I want to do, first thing I'm going to do is paper clip these together. I want that Live Every Moment, I think, to be here at the bottom of the feather. I think I want it down here all the way at the bottom. So I'm going to paper clip these together so they don't slide around while I'm doing the marking and punching bit. Okay, so now they're paper clipped together, so as long as I'm gentle with it and I'm not, you know, King Kong with it, it's going to not go anywhere. All right, so then I'm going to put the dashboard I created over the postcard. I'm going to line it up with this edge over here. And I'm going to take a pen. I'm going to use, this is a Staedtler fine liner. It doesn't matter what kind of pen it is, any pen that you have. And I'm going to mark my holes. So I know where to punch the new holes. Oops. See, that's the problem. I missed another one. There we go. So you have to make sure all your centers are out, otherwise when you do this part it's going to be messy. Okay, let's line that back up again, see if we can line it up. There we go. They don't have to be super dark, but it does have to be dark enough that you can see it. So I'm going to go in the holes a couple times so I can make sure I see what I'm doing. Okay, and then we're going to go back with our punch and try to line it up as best we can. Now you probably have a little bit of wiggle room, so if you get it off a little bit, you're probably still going to be okay, but you want to try to get it pretty close. Give that one another whack. That one didn't punch out. There we go. Okay. When you're going through the two layers together, you want to give it an extra whack. Oops. Try not to have it slide around. With this kind of a punch, you can really bind anything into a journal cover. I used to use this punch to make journal covers out of license plates and all kinds of unusual objects. Whoops, there we go. If you're worried about things sliding around, by all means you could punch these separately, or you could washi tape them together. Do what works for you. Let's see if I can see that as a hole. Looks like there's one right here. Can't see these last two holes because they're in the black part, so I'm going to line this up and put this over. Okay, so now we have to go through and make sure all our holes are punched out. Because we'll never get the binding in if they're not all punched out. This one didn't go through the cardboard, so we'll have to do it again. Okay, there we go. Now we can put our journal back together. Okay, so this is the front of our journal. So the first thing we want to put back in is our original page that we've turned into a dashboard page. So this is a little bit fiddly, but you want to line your spiral bindings back up with all the holes. Get it back in there. Okay, then I want to put the feather in. And at this point, you're hoping you put the holes in the right place. Or at least close enough to the right place that you can get it in. There we go, yay! Okay, then I'm going to put the clear acrylic piece in. And again, hope I got the holes in the right place. Or close enough to the right place. Yay! Okay, then you're going to put the front cover in. There we go. Then we're going to put the back cover in, and we're going to put the right sides together of the two covers. And I know this is the outside because the sticker's still on here. And because you didn't open, you know, probably open your binding very far, you only opened it wide enough to get things out. That's what makes it fiddly, to get everything back in. One of the things anyway. There we go. All right. Now it's really just a matter of, let me zoom in. Okay. Now it's really just a matter of pushing these back together. And of course you could use pliers or something to do this, but probably the best tool is just your fingers. And you want to push it back together enough that your pages don't come out. Pulled this end one out a little bit too far. And if any of them are kind of like wonky and sticking out funny, then just rebend them until they look right. That looks pretty good. Push down on it just a little bit. And look at that. So now we've created a journal. And you can definitely decorate the cover, but it has all of these different added pages in it that can be used as dashboards, and all this other room that can be used for journaling. Oh wait, helps if I zoom out when I do that. Okay, so now we've created this journal that has all of these extra pages in it that can be used as dashboards or to paperclip things to, and this, we've created a dashboard out of this page that you can put your post-it notes and things on the back. You could actually put some of your diary stickers on here, and they'll be removable because this is plastic. So then you have them here and you can use them in your journal, or you could put strips of washi tape on here or anything like that. So there you go, and that's going to go in the giveaway box. So I hope that gave you guys a few different ideas of how you can create a dashboard or a landing place if you want one inside your journal for your diary, food diary accessories, your stickers, your washi tape, and that sort of thing, some of your sticky notes. Or, you know, use the same techniques to create one for your planner or your Filofax too, for that matter. All right, I think that's it for today. Don't forget to go out, everybody, and have a great day. Do something nice for yourself. You deserve it. And get up off your art chair and do some walking, even if it's laps up and down the hallway. All right, I'll see you all later. I'm going to go have some lunch. Bye.